Welcoming, guys, to another Crossing the Line. It's going to be a little bit of a solo edition. I'm your host, Challenger Falls, and hopefully you guys will be able to take something away from this week's episode, which is all about Streamloots. We're going to talk about Streamloots a little bit. It's an excellent interactive way to add some spice to your channel, I guess. If you guys are Battle Royale players or shooter players or fighter players, any kind of game can really utilize Streamloots. It's just a matter of finding out what works best for you and what works best for your channel. So to introduce you to Streamloots a little bit, let's talk about it. Streamloots is an interactive card game. You, the streamer, will build cards and you'll build a collection. These collection of cards can be opened up in treasure chests as seen in the right-hand side of the screen. These treasure chests are essentially like loot boxes. You're selling loot boxes that have to do with your channel. What you put on these cards is entirely up to you. The creative process in this is fantastic. It is all on you to do this. But Streamloots offers some pretty useful tools to help get you started if you're not like super Photoshop savvy or anything like that. So let's kind of take a look at it. If you go to Streamloots, you go to the website, streamloots.com. You can log in with your Twitch, your Mixer, your YouTube, whatever you like. So we'll hop in, log in with our Mixer real quick, let them bring us in, and boom, there you go. We're into our dashboard. Now, we have already signed up with Streamloots. There's not a whole lot that we had to do to get everything up and running. And there's definitely different programs. They have an affiliate and a partnership program, and we'll get to those a little bit later. The important thing to know is that this is where you begin. You go onto your website, and you go to Manage Cards. Yeah? Now, you're not going to have any cards here. You're going to start off with 0 cards. We went ahead and made 96 cards to start with our first launch set. But you don't have to do that many. Many Streamloots users are going between like 30 and 50 cards, and that's totally fine too. It's whatever set you can create and come up with that works for you. That's what you should go with. Now, let's talk a little bit about the cards themselves, right? So if you want to add a card to your collection, all you gotta do is go up here, add new card, and do it from scratch. I'm gonna actually do a predefined card so you guys can see some of the built-in options that are already available with it. They have a couple different templates. They've got some Spanish templates, they've got English templates, so we'll just go with Spanish. They have the Kawaii, the Epic, and the DL. So you've got a couple of different frames. Yeah. And just pick one of these. All right, great. Now, let's talk a little bit about the rarities of these cards. You can actually set up the tiers of rarities and set the rarity for every individual card, which is awesome. They have legendary cards, epic cards, rare cards, and common cards right there. Let me make this a little bit easier for you guys to see while we navigate. Give me 1 second. All right, so we've got common cards. We've got all sorts of different stuff. You can see that they added different borders for the rares. They get a little fancier, whatever the case might be. So, boom. All right, guide me. You choose my character in the next game. So we'll select that one and add that to our collection. Boom. Okay. Now what we do, close that out and go down to the bottom here. Bam, there's our new card. Now let's say we want to edit the card. We like the template. We may not necessarily like the name of it. So I did. You can change. Now with these, all right, these preset cards, they're kind of built in. This is what you got to do. You can change the name on the side of the card, guided passage, right? But it doesn't change the name on the card. If you want to change the name on the card, you're actually going to have to download the image and do a little bit of Photoshop work. The description of the card, you can either put the game text in there, or you can just put a reminder text or maybe a rules text if you're familiar with Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon. You kind of know what I'm talking about. What we mean by rules text is things that explain the card a little bit deeper. Like you may choose my character in the next game. If I wanted to say something like Fortnite skins are an option. I can't type well. Option. Let's see. Or help me create an avatar. So it could be something like your fighting game avatar. Like if you're playing Jump Force right now, you create your own avatar. Maybe this card allows them to change the color of your eyes or change the color of your hair or maybe your build or something like that. Really, the possibilities are endless. The important thing is allow your users, the purchasers of your pack to feel engaged and tied into your channel. Short-term effects are great. They're really good for a laugh. We'll get into some of those. Longer-term effects can also build ties to your channel. So there you go. Real easy. And they also have additional instructions for the user. And I'll show you one of the cards that we've made. This card changes and close. Okay. So let's do something where I gotta find. I should have been a little bit more prepared where I could show you guys this. Let's see. I know I changed one of the cards to include a keyword. Now, what a keyword is basically, it's like anything else. It's a word that is on the card that has its own definition to your game. Something like, here we go. Director's Cut. Let's edit this. Okay, so these are the cards that we made. Director's Cut is a card that allows the caster to play a game, or choose a game for the host for an hour, the host being the streamer. So a user of this card would redeem this in our stream. I leave that there. And then we put in the keyword, right? Schedule. Must chat via private message to set up a time for this card's redemption. We chose to use the schedule keyword just as a way of saying, hey, this is great, but I don't want you to think that in the middle of the game, in the middle of a pre-planned stream that I'm going to change my game. Like if I'm planning open lobbies for Fortnite, for example, I'm not going to allow this card to interrupt that card. It's very important that you're as clear as possible so people don't have the wrong expectations, because we all interpret cards differently. We all interpret text differently. So it's best just be as clear as possible in your description. Your description does not have to include the text of the card. Like our description does not say anything regarding the actual card text other than this is what schedule means. So that's a way of utilizing keywords on your cards to make things a little bit easier on yourself. The different tags are great. It's a stream alert or add me or play with me, coupon, loyalty points. There's a lot of tags that could be used. And the reason these tags are important is because, and I'll show you this in a little bit, you can actually sort by the tags when you're looking at cards or looking at redemptions. So we've built our card. This card's great. All right, we're going to work with this. You can choose the rarity of your cards, common, rare, epic, legendary, and you can add any additional instructions. Like let's say, if, for example, we wanted to include discord.gg/infinite power. Okay. Best place to reach me on PM or infinite power MG at and then on Twitter, or infinite power media on Facebook. Obviously, I could do some cleaning up on that text, but the point is that you get the idea. All right, great. We have that done. So let's talk about the alert system. The alerts will come up like anything else. It'll kind of pop up notification style. So if you're used to using Streamlabs for your alerts, it's very similar. You'll configure a browser, and we'll show you how to do that here in a minute. A browser source, and then every time someone plays a card, you'll get a little pop-up notification. You can choose how long that duration is. You can use, let's see, default duration, 8 seconds. So let's say I want my cards to stay up for 12 seconds. You can choose to use defaults all the way across. You can use your own custom sounds if you want. All right, there we go. So we've got magic mushroom sound, boom, done. All right, that's actually my default sound, so I'm going to put it back to default. You can mute it if you don't want, and then you can change your alert message as well. It'll say so-and-so redeemed this card with their private message. anytime somebody redeems a card, they get the option to use private message, and I will show you that as well. You can enable text-to-speech. You can change your volume. All of those things, customize alerts. You should be pretty familiar with that from using Streamlabs. All right, card type. Is it a regular card? Is it a fragmented card? Is it a limited card? Okay, regular card, no extra parameters. Most of your cards are going to fall under this. A fragmented card means that the card is broken into pieces, and they need to collect a certain number of the fragments to redeem that card. This is a way of making almost an extra tier. The way that I view it is, let's say, for example, you have a really awesome card, right? Like in your mind, maybe you want to give away a console with your Streamloots cards. Okay, great. You want to give away an Xbox One X. Maybe you break a card into 6 parts, and the first person to collect all 6 parts would win your prize. Now, this is fragmented and limited are 2 different cards, so it could be the first person to collect all 6 cards, but if someone else collects it, then you're going to have to redeem that card to them. So maybe a fragmented card could be something like else difficult that you do. Maybe you wear makeup in a wig if somebody collects all 4 parts of a card, and you can change the rarities of those too. So each, if it's a epic card, they'll have to collect 4 epic cards in order to get the entirety of the effect. Or if it's a legendary card, they'll have to collect 6 legendary parts. However many you want, you can break it up into as many pieces. Once they've acquired that many pieces, you can take it from there and then cash out. Now, a limited card is pretty awesome. Only so many of these cards will appear at a time. So let's say, for example, we want a director's cut to only ever appear twice. We could change so that it only ever appears 2 times. So once people open up these cards, they won't be available ever again. So limited cards are really awesome. Put this back to regular. Additional information, you can add different fields, message, long message, and address. Basic configuration, just what comes back when they redeem the card. It'll say, hey, thank you, card redeemed, enjoy it. Or thanks for playing Infinium with infinite power. We've enjoyed you being here, so blah, 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 blah. All right. Then we get into other settings, and the other settings is a really, really powerful tool, and I want to explain to you why. Back in the day of Magic the Gathering, cards used to be rated not only based on common, uncommon, rare, and this is before Mythic, but they also had different tiers inside of that. If you opened up a pack of Homelands, one card may be an uncommon 1, meaning it only appeared 1 time on a sheet. Maybe it was an uncommon 3, meaning it appeared 3 times on the uncommon sheet. This makes your cards rarer within their own rarity. Explain why this is important. Let's say, for example, you have a card that requires you to do something crazy offline, right? For example, we have a card that is kind of complicated. Okay, here's one. Here's a great one. All right, so edit card. This is a legendary card that we call Grading Papers. Grading Papers means that one of us, myself or Nomad, will come to your stream, watch a VOD, rate your stream, and tell you, what you can do to improve. It's basically like a tutoring session. So you tell me a VOD that you like, that you want me to review, and I'll go watch it. And granted, there's a certain amount of time that I'm willing to spend on this. So in that, I'll say up to 1 hour viewing. All right, great. That's done. All right, so now we have Grading Papers. Now, I don't have a lot of time, and I know a lot of people, you're a streamer, your time is precious. So I can't afford to see this card cracked open a lot. This needs to be a once in a great while card. So we already have it at Legendary, and that's fine. But we can go to the other settings and make it a little less frequent, or we can make it much less frequent, or we can make it less frequent. So basically, you're looking at uncommon, or in this case, Legendary 4. It would appear 4 times, 3 times, 2 times, 1 times. At 1 time. So there's different ways to kind of like within the rarity itself kind of tweak things, and it's important to remember that this option is here. That way, if you have something like, I'm going to give away a console, well, you want to make a console much less frequent, or anytime you have a prize and you're not looking to dish out a whole bunch of money, because if you go on normal, you're based on your customization for your probabilities, you may see these cards quite a bit. So try to keep that in mind, and we'll talk about the probabilities next. After we talk about configure order, down at the bottom, you can kind of configure your set order if there's a specific way. We did it alphabetically for the entire set. However you choose to do it, we could have reorganized all of these by color, but you can change what order all of your cards appear in, and that is very helpful in maintaining an organized collection. Right now, I'm considering. You see what we have different colors on our cards. We have purple cards, green cards, black cards, white cards, and red cards. So I was considering putting all of my colors together and sorting them alphabetically by color. It's something I will probably do in the near future. All right, so let's talk about these probabilities. So you go to probabilities, and you can change the rarity. Right now, our legendary come in at about 2%. Our epics come in about 10%, rares about 30%, and commons 53.5%. Try to make sure that you're making the easiest to redeem cards your common, the ones that are a little bit tougher, maybe cost you a little bit more money. Make those rare, epic, legendary. Unless if you want to have a common card that gives out a month of Xbox Gold, that's fine. Just understand that people are going to open up a lot of those cards, even if you put in those minor rarity changes on the card itself. So just be prepared for that. If you want to, you can always, from here, you can test your probabilities. I like legendary at 2%. Most of my legendary cards are very, very powerful, and you can see for every 1,000 chests open, that's 3,000 cards. Every chest contains 3 cards. Out of 1,061 ended up legendary, which is actually about 6%. That's more than the 2% here, and we can just do this a couple of times. You can see it. You change the percentages, but sometimes it just doesn't quite work out. We're open we're open 3,000 cards. No, that's correct. So 60 is about 2%, 3%, 2%. Math. 86 is obviously higher than 2%, or 2.09% as it is written there. So if 60 is right about par for 2%, then we're doing well. 10% here for epic cards, we're seeing that about 312 out of 3,000. So pretty close. When you do a test of 1,000, it seems to be a pretty close to what you're looking for as far as your probabilities. And then you can go through and you can see every single individual card, how many times it was opened in your test. This is a really powerful thing to do as you're setting up before you go live with your collection. Know how many times you're going to see that. So if I sell 1,000 chests, I would be thrilled to, let's talk about the card we were talking about before, grading papers. Grading papers you saw, slightly less probable, 2 times. For 1,000 packs, I'm happy to go grade 2 streams, right? Other cards that you'll need to kind of pay attention to, your commons. Our most common card is a card called Allowance. It gives 1,000 of our channel currency. What that allows us to do is kind of have, and I hate to say it this way, but kind of filler cards that are, all right, this is still going to progress you somehow in our channel, but it's a real simple, easy redeem card. It's no problem whatsoever. And Ask Me Anything. Ask Me Anything is literally ask the streamer any question and they'll answer truthfully. That's an easy thing to do on stream, and it gets conversation going in your stream. So it's an interactive tool, and it appears very frequently. As you can see, 84 of the 3,000 cards were Ask Me Anything cards. Continuing on, you'll see things like Dizzy Spell that invert our overlay. Not horribly inconvenient, but can be kind of disorienting for other people who are viewing. It flips the overlay for about 5 minutes. So that appears 13 times out of 1,000. I personally can deal with that. So just keep in mind your rarities and test them. Test them. They don't cost you anything. Under probabilities, you can test just to kind of get this list and see what happens for you. Now, another really cool thing that goes along with probabilities is disenchant. Disenchant is the ability for you to take your card and melt it down into something that essentially becomes crafting materials. We just go with the picture. We call ours gems. For every common that someone decides to disenchant, we'll show you how to disenchant here in a moment. They would get 5 materials or 20 materials or 100 materials or 300, and this is how much it would cost to purchase them. So if you have a promo like we do, if you collect all 96 cards in our set, will give you a game of your choice. Whatever game you want for Xbox, PlayStation, PC, so long as it falls into a $60 price range. But I'll, if you collect the entire 96 set, sure, I'll buy you a game. You're playing our game, let's get you a game that you'll like. So you can go in and you can individually change. All of them will come up with the defaults, and you can edit the default configurations here. Right there, you can change if you want it to give you 10 materials, if you want to give you 30 materials when it's destroyed. Economy is very important, so make sure you're balancing. You don't want to give too many materials for certain cards, but you don't want to make cards that are worthless and then they melt down poorly. I'll show you an example of that. We have a lot of cards. All of our red cards have to do with social media. So what I did was, because not everybody is a streamer, not everyone. So a card like Time to Shine. Now, Time to Shine, what that card does is it allows the caster to have their logo displayed on our screen for a couple of hours. It's free advertisement, but not everyone's a streamer. So you'll notice when people destroy it, it's worth more than other rare cards. This one's worth 20. This one's worth 100. The reason we did that, again, not everybody's a streamer. So it's kind of like inside of its own self, a way of kind of granting a bonus to those non-streamers who may want to melt this card down and purchase another card that they can use. Something like a Clever Disguise, where they change our face rig avatar for a short period of time. So instead of having to melt down what would end up being 25 cards, if they got 5 of these, they could melt it down, or some combination of that. So that's just one way to kind of balance your economy and offer minor bonuses inside of the system itself. If you really wanted to, you could make a card that is not redeemable, but is completely destroyable. You could disenchant it for nothing but gems. So maybe you make a super legendary card that does give you 1,500. It's a wild card. It will give you 1,500 gems to spend on any combination of cards that you want. Think of it like in Apex, when you open up the Apex packs, or I don't know if Overwatch does it because I don't play Overwatch, but if I were to open up a skin that I already have in Apex, it would give me crafting materials, and those crafting materials would be on par with what I want to purchase. So if I get epic crafting materials, I probably get, anywhere between, well, on Apex, I get half of what it would cost me to buy an epic tiered item, whether that's a badge or skin or whatever the case might be, whatever that ends up being. In our game, we wanted them to open up a few more, so we kind of went about 1/5 or 1/10 based on the rarity. And specific cards will have higher value. You could have one that is, hey, here's, you get this, you disenchant it, and then you can basically have a wild card, choose anything for free. So that's just something that, just make sure if you want to offer disenchant. I like disenchant because there's going to be, at least with our game, there were cards that I knew people wouldn't use. So what we did was we made sure that they had a way of getting rid of those cards and getting things that they actually wanted. That way they feel a little bit more invested, and it will add to the collectability of the set. If you go to your set, for the general player, this is what you're looking at. I've collected 87 of 96 of these cards. If I want to purchase more, I can. Boom, $199 for 1, $7.99 for 5, $15 for 10. And you can actually change your pack prices individually. Currency, US dollar, or the euro, that's what's currently available. Your image of your chest, or you can do your own custom image in there. You can change how many packs, right? Like, okay, 1 is the default, 1 pack costs 9. All right, fine. Purchase alert, you can use your default alert, or you can have a custom sound specifically designed for, and I don't have any uploaded, so we'll skip that. But you can, again, make your purchases sound different from your card redemptions. And you can change your alert message. Again, it's the same thing as the card redemption. You can change all of these individual things. Now, you can also change your pack 2 configuration. Okay, great. I've got 5 chests here. I could change it to 10 chests for 79. I could run my own sales, essentially. So if I wanted to do, say, 5 chests for $6.99, when I save this, it would show up and it would show that there's a price decrease based on the number of packs. So let's just save packs, and we'll go there. Packs and prices, we're good to go. And then let's go back and take a view at our collection. Look, 30% off. There's a bit of a sale there. Okay, so maybe I want to just slam on these 5-pack purchases. So being able to change your pack prices, there's 3 options for you to start. So you can change those around however you'd like. Gift chests. Let's say I wanted to gift somebody some chests. This is a great way to use as a promotional tool. When we launched Streamloots, what we decided to do was we gave all of our moderators one, and we gave all of our subscribers a chest. If they were a moderator and a subscriber, we gave them 2. If they're a Patreon subscriber, we have different tiers in our Patreon where we give them so many chests per month. You can do that through the gift chests option. You get no money for these chests, so these are just a way of kind of promoting. What I've chosen to do with ours is anytime I know we have a feature spot, or anytime I know we're playing a popular game, or anytime I think we're going to be busy, I try to give my moderators a couple just to kind of stimulate interest. That way they can kind of mess with me, and people will ask the question, hey, what are Streamloots? And then we can go into, hey, this is how you play with us. This is how you can use the cards, how you redeem them. And then I'll talk a little bit about the disenchanting service and how they can collect. And then I'll talk about the achievements. Now, our achievements are listed in our Discord. We have things like play one of every rarity card, play one rarity card of every color, play one card of every color in a day, or ultimately collect all 96 cards will earn you a free game for us. You can also create your own coupons if you want to generate a coupon to give people a sale. Each different user that uses the link will receive a free chest until the coupon is used up. So what this does is you can create a coupon. Let's say we want to use let's just do 10. Let's stick with 10. We'll go create coupon. All right. And then we'll tweet now. Log in and tweet. Boom, done. All right. So we had already linked our Twitter information. So what I just did was I just sent out a link for everybody to go redeem up to 10 packs. So every person can redeem 1 pack, and that's just out on our Twitter right now. That also helps with trying to promote Streamloots and trying to get more people to the site. The more people that are on the site, more people that are interested and will be engaged when they see what you're doing in your stream. So coupons are really cool. It just creates a very basic link. Dashboard, here's some stuff. This is where you're going to go to find out how many cards your community has redeemed, how many cards your community has disenchanted, how many total are still out there. And we've achieved 3,178 cards. So you can see that we have a lot of cards coming in and out. All these numbers are up there. So from there, that's it. Pretty simple stuff. I don't want to hop into redemptions, or I will hop into redemptions. I don't want to give you guys the clue on the revenue. Let's just say that this is a potentially lucrative opportunity. Under redemptions, you can, again, this is what I was saying, by tag. You can sort by tag whatever you have missed. We haven't done too much with this because I don't particularly like the tags that are available, but we'll come over that a little bit later. So what this does is it shows the status of the cards. So let's say, for example, House Party had not been redeemed. This would not be circled. You can see the card. You can see who redeemed it, what time they redeemed it, and they'll have a message on here. House Party is a card that sends us, when we're finished, to go raid or host somebody specific. So this is a way to kind of use an interactive tool with other streamers. And then the users can choose to maybe use it as a tool to promote themselves with a particular streamer, or just do a favor to a friend. So what we did was at the end of the stream, we went and hosted Captain Robear here. So we dropped big host on Captain Robear. We checked that off, and normally it would say clear pending. Any of the ones that are checked, we would clear. So we click that, boom, it's taken care of, and we don't have any other worries about that. That's feedback. Don't need that. All right. Rankings. Rankings are an awesome way and you can use this as another promotional tool. By redeemed cards current month. OGG Dell's redeemed 2. Now, granted, this is the top of March. We haven't You can go from the beginning of time. There we go. Chosen Shadow has redeemed 72, Sugar 68, Dr. Illusion 56. Now you can do monthly promos, maybe give a $10 gift card to somebody who's redeemed the most cards or somebody who's purchased the most cards. My buddy Matty Fno purchasing 155 loots. So there's different ways for you to utilize all of these tools. I encourage you to come up with some creative ways for you to network, use your social media, have fun on your stream, use channel currency, utilize giveaways. There's a lot of things that can tie in, and I will show you a few more of our cards at the end to kind of help give ideas. But there you go. Awesome listing there, and then you can apply custom filters and all those sorts. But that is this dashboard, the rankings dashboard, the redemption dashboard. All of those things are tools that you can use while you're streaming or while you're off stream and setting up for your next one to facilitate smoother usage and to stay a little bit informed as to where your purchases are going, who's got what left. Now, that doesn't let you see everybody's collection specifically, which I kind of wish it would. I wish there were public collections. I have heard some rumors about some features coming in the future. We'll address those as they get updated. Let's go a little bit further. Customized page, image when you post social media. So if we want to post social media stuff, we can do that. Our page logo, we can do that. It's 40 by 40 there, 1200 by 1200 there. So there's a couple of different things you can do there. We haven't set this up. We're still relatively new this, but as things go on, we'll have that. It's automatically taken care of. And then cooldowns. You can set cooldowns on your card. So every user can only use it 1 minute, 30 minutes, 4 hours, or a custom amount of time based on their rarity. So that's a pretty handy tool. We haven't limited anything yet, but as I have noticed, there will be periods of card bursts where everybody's throwing their cards in at the same time. It can be very difficult to keep up with, especially if someone's throwing 2 or 3 or 4 cards at a time. Example would be like in Apex, we have a card that's like shotguns only, and you can choose our landing zone, and I have to stand still for a minute, and I'm blindfolded for a minute, or something to that effect. So if you're a little worried about that, you can do a custom time frame, time to reset limits, boom, done. All right. So from there, you can go to your alerts. This is customizing your default alerts. So you can test your alerts here. I don't actually have the alert set up on this scene, so we'll get that taken care of so we can show you how you do it, right? Let's see. You want to, under alerts, copy your browser URL. You'll bring in OBS. You'll add a browser source. And for this case, we already have our notifications there. So let's add existing Infinium notifications. Boom, done. All right, great. We've added that. Notifications are already set. So let me I'll just leave this here. You guys can see this. And let's test the card. Oh, hi. Boom. There we go. There's a card right there. Easy done. It's hanging up there for the default amount of time. See the card, and then you can see the message underneath it. I know it's a little clustered with the OBS in the center there, but you kind of get the gist of it. All right, so we've set up our alerts. We can configure all of these defaults here as long as we set. These are, again, this is all of your defaults. So anything that you do here, I wish there were more options. There needs to be a background for the text. That is one of my only complaints, is that it can be a little hard to read the messages. So it's best to keep the redemption tab open so you can read their custom messages. Makes them feel a little bit more tied to your community, a little bit more special if you actually read their messages aloud on stream. From there, you can go to moderators. You can add moderators to help. Let's say I want to add my buddy, and I do. You go. All right, so he can manage redemptions. He can manage the cards. He can ban users. I won't allow any of my moderators to have gift chests. It can be problematic, but you could, if you have somebody that you trust that you want to designate to that job who can hand out the gift chest when you're running promotions or giveaways or something like that. You can do that. We just haven't decided on any moderators we're willing to do that with you. So there you go. You can go to streamers to go find new streamers who are also using, just like that. You can go to your collections. This will show you all your different binders of cards that you have. Here's my buddy Matty Fno. Here's his cards. I can show that got 7 of his cards just hanging out, chilling. All right, you want to discover new people who are also using it? Discover over on Mixer. Charming Charlie, Thoughtless Doom. Oh, great. I know both of these guys. Let's go check out their stuff. Oh, hasn't published his collection yet. All right, so there you go. Discover over on Twitch. Okay, I guess that's just not working. Hey guys, Discover's not working so good. And then, of course, you can go down to the bottom and go to your collection. Come back. Your page will take you back to all of your dashboard items. Now, you can also have multiple collections. Well, I should say you can have your collection, manage this collection. Multiple collections will be coming in the future. So, there you go, guys. That's Streamloots. It's really simple to do, really easy to use. It takes a little bit of setup. That's the biggest thing about Streamloots, is that it takes time and dedication and setup. As you can see with our cards, it's a lot of cards to put together. All of these are custom. We built them from the ground up. It's all from scratch. Our fonts, our borders, our banners, our images. Every one of these cards inside of Photoshop is basically 4 layers. I created the banner each individually. I have banners for rarity. All of our common cards are black. Our rare cards are copper. The silver cards are epic tier, and then it looks like a yellowish gold. Those are our headliner grading papers. There we go. Those are our legendary cards. So you can see all those cards just like that. We also broke ours into categories, just so it's easier on me when we're viewing them. Each color border has its own kind of category. All of our green cards have to do with channel currency. All of our black cards have to do with in-game changes. So you can choose my character for a round, or choose my drop location, something like that. All of our purple cards have to do with the stream, like how to affect the stream. So it's like inverting the overlay, changing an avatar, or requesting the next 10 songs. Any of our red stuff has to do with social media or streaming in general. So it could be like display your logo, or get a tweet, or I'll say something nice about you in our Discord channel, something to that effect. And then all of our white cards have to do with the host having to do something. In this case, Here to See the King, I have to bring my dog on stream, hang out with the dog for a minute. Or Ish I'm Fabulous is a card where my girlfriend gets to paint my nails, and you guys will see that on Twitter here shortly, actually, because someone redeemed that card this week. I take pictures, so I will be posting that here shortly, where my fingernails were painted bright pink. Or little things like this, like Little Brutta is actually a soundboard item on our channel, so you could go, anytime someone redeems Little Brutta, they basically get that for free, so the streamer will go and click, and that will play on the stream. But yeah, that's just how we broke it down. We broke it down into individual rarities on the card. You can see around the banner here. There's black, there's silver, there's gold. So those are each broken down on the banner for rarity, and then the border will tell you kind of what the card does. We've gone the extra mile and really like developed the game in almost a Magic the Gathering style card game, where at some point we'll have like this card negates a green spell, or this card negates a blue program, or whatever the case might be. So they're just, as you're building, continue to think about future cards that you could add to the set, or there's a big call out for being able to do multiple collections and doing expansions, and I do think that will be a feature that will be coming down pipeline. And I don't know if it'll be a month, 2 months, 3 months, but that is something that is being worked on. And again, trading will be worked on. I'm hoping that they'll enable trading per channel, like whether or not these people trade, or if they'll enable cross channel trading. Like if I want to trade my cards with Matty Fno's cards, or if I want to, let's say you, the viewer, have Matty F No cards, and I have Infinite Power cards, and I want to trade you some of my Infinite Power cards for Matty F No cards. There will be ways to do that. I'm not sure how the trade system will break down. It's ultimately going to come up to Streamloots and what they are capable of programming. If you guys have any questions about Streamloots, feel free to hit us up in our Discord. You can find us at discord.gg/Infinite Power, or just come by the channel anytime. Even when we're offline, if you want to ask a question, we read our offline messages. I will try to get to you back. If you want to leave contact info or in a whisper, or if you want to reach out to us on Twitter, it's at Infinite Power MG. That's a good place to ask questions about Streamloots. Just send us a DM and we'll get to you as soon as we can. If you need help setting something up, questions, you're working on a card, and you want, hey, do you like what I'm doing here? I'm happy to review your cards, guys. Streamloots is an incredible service. It is really interactive. It is a great way for your channel to maybe make some money. One of the things that we always struggled with was how to encourage people to tip, how to get beyond the subscription model, get beyond just Patreon, get beyond Sparks program on Mixer. And this has been awesome. We've made almost $100 or so far in the 2 weeks that we've been doing it. Not a ton, but it is a great start, and we're really, really thrilled, and we're looking forward to doing more with Streamloots. Lastly, let me show you this. Streamloots does have an affiliate program and a partner program. And I'll pull this up full screen again, just so you guys can see it a little bit better. In order to be an affiliate, you have to have at least 50 followers. You have to follow them on Twitter. You have to put a panel in your profile, a command in your chat, and tag them at Streamloots or at hashtag Streamloots at least twice a week. Works for you. You get an affiliate Discord role, get a live now role in Discord, retweets whenever you tag them, and then 80% of the revenue, you can earn up to 85 if you refer 2 people per month to join Streamloots via our referral program. And then requirements to join. If you want to be a partner, 500 followers, follow them on Twitter, panel and profile, command and chat, be active in the Discord, and tag them at Streamloots or hashtag Streamloots at least 3 times a week. You get the ability to change your chest icon being a partner. You get a partner Discord role, live now role in Discord, going live tweets out, retweets when you tag them, 90% revenue, but you can earn up to 100% revenue if you refer 3 people each month. That, guys, 100% of what you earn is best in the business, right? Even Streamloots takes a tax. If you can earn 100% from your Streamloots partnership, that's the way to go. We're at 90% right now. We are a Streamloots partner, and we're happy to promote what they're doing. If you guys need to refer somebody, feel free to drop Infinite Power as your referral. Would love for you to do that. And of course, if you have any questions, just hit us up. Let us know that you need some assistance and you would like to participate in Streamloots. Their Discord is really, really friendly. The people who work there are very, very friendly. Happy to help everyone out. So that said, I'm going to end this recording. We'll see you guys back out on mixer.com/Infinite Power. And don't forget, if you're in the market for some new headphones, Lucid Sound is the way to go. You can use our code POWER at checkout to save 20%. So go check out Lucid Sound. We're using the LS31s. If you're a native Xbox streamer, go check out the LS35X. That said, we'll see you guys later. I'm tired of saying that said. I've said it like 6 times. That said, let's go. I'll see you guys back on Mix.